students, welcome back. So today we are going to discuss some questions on biofertilizers. Okay, so random questions. These are on you can say you can get this on your Viva or your interview. Okay, so there are many topics under biofertilizer. For example, phosphate solubilizing bacteria, potassium solubilizing bacteria, nitrogen fixing bacteria, etc. So just on a single topic like this, you can get many different kinds of questions. Okay, so it is not possible for me to include all the questions in just a one video. Okay, so random questions I have selected to give you an idea. Okay, so let's start. So these are the articles which I referred to get some good questions for your viva or interview. Okay, so just a general idea here. So first is, what do you mean by biofertilizers? Okay, or what are biofertilizers? So biofertilizers can be defined as biological products containing living microorganisms that, when applied to seed or plant surface or soil, they promote growth by several mechanisms. Okay, so what mechanisms? Like increasing the supply of nutrients, increasing root biomass or root area, and increasing nutrient uptake capacity of the plant. Okay, so that is the mechanism by which they are beneficial to the plants. And what are biofertilizers? They are products which contain living microorganisms. Next is, which microbes are widely used in biofertilizers. So widely used are mainly bacteria and fungi, and then cyanobacteria. Then why should we use biofertilizers? So biofertilizers, they have a good advantage, like they add nutrients through the natural process. Okay, natural processes like nitrogen fixation, solubilizing of phosphorus, and then by stimulating plant growth through the synthesis of plant growth promoting substances. Though the use of biofertilizers, through the use of biofertilizers, healthy plants can be grown, and while enhancing the sustainability and the health of the soil. So they are overall, they give us advantage over the chemical or synthetic fertilizers, right? Synthetic fertilizers and chemical fertilizers, they have adverse effect on the soil and soil fertility, even on the on the microflora of the soil as well. Okay, so that's why biofertilizers are good. Then what is the role of nitrogen fixing bacteria? So these are microorganisms which are capable of transforming atmospheric nitrogen into fixed nitrogen in soil, which is required for the growth of plants. Okay, so that is the role of nitrogen fixing bacteria. Then give some examples of free nitrogen fixing bacteria. So free nitrogen fixing bacteria are Azotobacter, Clostridium, Klebsiella, and Beringia. Now, a cross question can be given to you, that is, give some non-free living nitrogen fixing bacteria. So non-free living are Rhizobium and Xanthomonas. Like Rhizobium, it grows in association with roots of leguminous plants, right, in the nodules. So that is the example of non-free living nitrogen fixing bacteria. Then examples of anaerobic nitrogen fixing bacteria, again Clostridium, Rhodospirillum, and Rhodopseudomonas. Aerobic nitrogen fixing bacteria are Azotobacter and Beringia. Then which elements are required for nitrogen fixation? So the elements which are required for nitrogen fixation are molybdenum ion, as they are the components of nitrogenase enzyme. Okay, we, while drawing the structure, we write it as MOFE protein. Okay, so these are the crucial elements which are required for nitrogen fixation. Okay, and this enzyme, that is nitrogenase enzyme, it reduces nitrogen to ammonia. Okay, then next is, how are cyanobacteria used in fields of paddy? Okay, so for example, a rice field. So in case of rice field, cyanobacteria are used as they fix nitrogen from the atmosphere and supplement organic matter to increase the fertility of soil. So what are the examples here? Nostoc, Anabina, and Oscillatoria. So these are the examples of cyanobacteria which are used in fields of paddy. So now, as I told you before, many questions can be thrown at you on nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and carbon cycle. What are their crucial enzymes, how the cycle works, then media which are used to bacterial isolation. Okay, all those questions can get, you can get those questions, okay, related. Now here see, I had just focused on nitrogen fixing bacteria, on nitrogen fixation. Similarly, you can find out some questions for potassium solubilizing bacteria, phosphorus solubilizing bacteria, okay, and prepare yourself. Okay, so these are questions on mycorrhiza. So what are mycorrhiza? So it is a type of fungi which grows in symbiotic association with plants, okay, with plant roots actually. The fungi mycorrhiza benefits, okay, type of fungi which is mycorrhiza, it benefits the plant in which it harbors. How does it benefits the plant? That is the question here. So the answer is it absorbs phosphorus from the soil and transfers to the host cell. Okay. Then they also provide resistance against root pathogens to the host plants, promotes overall development and growth of the plant, and shows tolerance to drought and salinity. Thus, fungal hyphae aids in producing organic food and also procure nourishment and shelter for higher plants. Okay, so overall, it gives lot many things to plant, and in exchange, plant gives the carbon source for the fungi. Okay, then what is the role of microbes in reducing environmental degeneration caused by chemicals? So role of microbes. So microbes are being used as pesticides and fertilizers to reduce environmental degradation and are called as biopesticides and biofertilizers. Now, for example, as a biofertilizer, microbes, they enrich soil nutrients by fixing atmospheric nitrogen in soil. This is one of the examples. Example of microbes are Azospirillum, Azotobacter, and Rhizobium. In case of biopesticides, example is Bacillus thuringiensis. They control the growth of plant uh, pest, okay, or insect pest. The fungal species which you can give as example is Trichoderma, is effectively used as biocontrol agent for many plant pathogens. Okay, so now in case of biopesticides, you have two examples, that is Bacillus thuringiensis and Trichoderma. Then how can microbes be used to decrease the use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides? So chemical fertilizers and pesticides are an effective way to protect plant against disease and enhance their growth. But they also contain large amount of toxic chemicals. And these chemicals, they are harmful to plants if they are provided in large quantities. And thus they can also adversely affect human health and environment. So microbes, they can be used as a best alternative. So microbes such as Bacillus thuringiensis, Rhizobium, they were used to control pests and retain soil fertility to enhance the plant growth. And they are environment friendly and have no toxic effect on humans and plant health. Okay, so you will find these answers quite big for say your interview or viva, but I had tried to be uh, little bit thorough here so that you get a good idea that what you have to answer, and in which case you need to provide some examples. So next is, okay, so these are some multiple choice questions which you can get. So which of the following is not a free living nitrogen fixing bacteria? Azotobacter, Clostridium, Klebsiella, Xanthomonas. So option answer here is D, that is Xanthomonas. Some of the free-living nitrogen-fixing bacteria are Azotobacter, Clostridium, Klebsiella, and Beringia. And Rhizobium and Xanthomonas and Frankia, they are symbiotic. Okay, means they are non-free-living. They need another host to grow with. Okay. Then which of the following is an aerobic nitrogen-fixing bacteria? Azotobacter, Clostridium, Rhodospirillum, or Rhodopseudomonas. So answer here is Azotobacter. So some of the aerobic nitrogen fixing bacteria are Azotobacter and Beringia, and anaerobic ones are Clostridium, Rhodospirillum, and Rhodopseudomonas. Okay. Then a very basic and common question is difference between chemical and biofertilizers. Okay, so chemical fertilizers, they are made of chemicals. Biofertilizers, they use biological agents. Chemical fertilizer overuse causes soil pollution, whereas biofertilizers, they are eco-friendly. Okay, then next is, what is role of bacteria as biofertilizers? Why to use bacteria in biofertilizers? So they synthesize, or synthesis of plant essential nutrients are done by some bacteria. Then they provide defense against other plant pathogens. Okay. Then protection of plant under stressful condition. Okay, so they provide protection as well. Then what are heterocysts? So heterocysts are specialized nitrogen fixing cells in cyanobacteria. Okay, so if you are not aware of what are heterocysts, then do watch my video on cyanobacteria. Okay, two parts I have uploaded, you can go through them. Then which free floating water fern is used as biofertilizer? So azolla is a free floating fern, okay, which is used as biofertilizer. Then what is the role of azotobacter as biofertilizer? So it helps in soil aggregation by slime production. Okay, so it produces a lot of slime, and that is what helps in soil aggregation. Then which is the suitable medium used for azotobacter? So Ashby's medium, which is nitrogen free medium, is used for isolation of azotobacter, that is nitrogen fixing bacteria. Example of nitrogen fixing bacteria. Okay, so these are some again questions which are related to nitrogen fixation. So a specialized cell which is just found in nitrogen fixing bacteria, then some examples, or what is the role of this particular bacteria, why to use this particular bacteria over other nitrogen fixing bacterias. Okay, then which medium is used and all. So you can prepare your own list of questions and try to find answers and prepare yourself. Okay, so if you want um, some theoretical part on biopesticides and biofertilizers. So these are two videos, my handwritten notes, which I have uploaded on my channel. You can check these out. Okay, they are helpful. Even the basic concept, examples, everything is explained. Okay, so thank you for watching my video. Do like my video, share my videos with your friends, and do subscribe to my channel and keep supporting. Thank you.